Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. Today I'm doing a Rated or Slated with the Klarity Kosmetics Bloom Palette. It looks like this. Now we talked about this on releases and rants a while ago, but it's here, it's mine. The pans are looking huge. Anyways, I did this look. You're also getting some swatches and a review. So that's what this whole video is about. So if you are interested, then do please keep on watching. It is difficult being this beautiful. It's just genetics, you know? So sometimes you win a lottery, and I did. But we are gathered here today to swatch this palette. So let's do it. Okay, so that's it. I will say these two shades here and here are really special when they're on the lid. It's a very deep colour story, which I find very funny that I have like a white top and at the same time. But yeah, this is it. Let's see what I do with it. I actually managed to use the entire palette on my visage, so it's an interesting one. I'm just using this blank canvas E10 and I'm going into just pollen your leg. You have to appreciate the puns. Or is it just me? So are you surprised? I'm popping that into the inner corner. That's essentially all that I've been doing these days. Nice amount of pigment on this. I actually think this could also work as a really nice blush as well for like somebody who has like a darker skin tone than me. Oh, very nice. And I do like that this is one that I can build. So as you can see, that is really pigmented. I'm now taking another blank canvas E10 and I'm going into Don't Be So Posy. And I'm just placing that right next to the other shade. And because like there is a few tones between them, they're very easy to blend. I think my one like critique of this palette is I kind of wish there was, and this is unusual for me to say, a slightly lighter colour in there to blend out. Like this is a very deep toned palette. So, I mean, depends on what your likes are, but that can kind of limit you in terms of what you can create. Personally, I'm okay with like jumping into another palette, but this may not be something that 100% suits you if that's the case. I'm taking this blank canvas E23 and I'm now going into Thistle While You Work. I mean, I gotta say, I kind of appreciate that she just full on goes for like the puns. Kind of here for it. Really nice amount of deep pigmentation on this again. This is definitely, I think, formulated for darker skin tones, which, hey, well done. But literally all I'm doing is just kind of winging it out like this. And I know it looks really harsh, but that's future Teresa's problem. And I'm not saying that she's equipped for it or that she has the necessary skills, but she's the one who has to deal with it, not me. I'm now taking a blank canvas E10, and because I'm a lazy bee, I'm going into Thistle While You Work and Don't Be a Posy. And I am just mixing the two of them there. Like, I mean, they do blend really well anyways, but I am just a lazy bitch, and this saves me a little bit of time when I put the two of them onto the one brush. And literally just where they're merging, that's where I'm doing backsy forthy. That's right. Swishy swishy, blendy blendy, backsy forthy. They're all the same thing. You can tell I've been writing all today. Like, I'm currently writing a book, so my brain is a little bit squishy at the moment, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing, but there you go. I'm now taking this Zoeva 221 and going into the shade Blooming Around. Now this is a very kind of a deep toned blue purple. There isn't quite a black in the palette, but this is so deep toned that it almost kind of becomes that. And you do have to work with this a little bit to get it to turn up, but that's also like this brush doesn't let you put on too much, which is handy because otherwise I'll go ham. And as a vegetarian, that is just awkward. Is that perfectly blended? No. Is it even adequately blended? Also, probably not. But fuck it, who cares? I am taking this melt brush, it's the Meshla, and I am again going into this shade Thistle While You Work. And again, just popping that on the outer edges and just kind of going, fuck it, you're gonna meet my hair. You know, I spent all that time like dermaplaning and getting rid of like any semblance of facial hair. But now eyeshadow, I wish you to meet the original, the beginner of the hair. My scalp. Enjoy. I hope you all get on. And again, taking this away the 221, and I'm going into blooming around again, because that melt brush is so good at really like dispersing, like it's nuts. So just building in that depth yet again. Swishy, swishy, swirly, swirly. Do I know what I'm doing? No. But you know what? This is close enough, and it's just gonna have to do. So we've obviously played with quite a few of the mattes now, but this is where I think, in my opinion, Klarity does their best work, and it's with their like shimmery sort of formula. So I'm taking a Morphe M562 and I'm going into Irresistible. And I mean, this just gives you such a beautiful kind of wash of shimmery, glittery goodness. Like, ugh, that's so pretty. It's such like a warm toned colour as well, because the rest of the palette pulls quite cool toned. This kind of gives it that little bit of something else. I really do just think she should come out with like just a full shimmer palette. I would buy that in an absolute heartbeat. Mind you, I buy most of her stuff anyway. And if you are interested, you can use my affiliate link, and there is a little like affiliate code that you can get some money off. It's just Teresa. All the links are down below in the description box. Have a little look. But I think this is so pretty. I think what I like about this is that there's like elements of kind of like a purple in that reddy shimmer, reddy pinky fuchsia shimmer, and it does just kind of pull in with all of the rest of the shades in the palette. I want to see if you can see it again now with the flashlight a little bit more. Hopefully you can. If not, just take my word for it. As gorgeous. I just about resisted the urge to smear that all over my face, but I'm taking this little Zoeva mini fan brush and I'm going into Rose Over Bros. And that just kind of brings me back to, I don't know if anyone watched One Tree Hill. Yeah, remember that weird show? There was a character, Brooke Davis, and she had her own clothing line, which, how is that even like believable for a teenager to have their own clothing line at that point? And she called it Clothes Over Bros. Which, you know, fair, but I'm just popping that there. Don't worry, everything isn't perfectly blended. This is life. It isn't just a fantasy. And then again, I'm taking my Zoeva 221 and I'm going into the shade Blooming Around and just popping that there to really just mesh it up in there. Because, you know, screw it, why not? I needed a little bit of privacy because I wanted to do the, you know, half cut crease, but I'm back, don't worry. You didn't even notice I was gone. I'm taking this Zoeva 238 and I'm going into Such a Buttercup. And I'm just popping that in here to kind of lay the foundation for the ridiculous shimmer that is going to go on top of it, right? And this is, again, lovely pigmented green. It's beautiful. I will say, again, a little bit frustrating that there isn't like a lighter shade for that. So it does kind of feel a little bit like, oh, what do I do with this? But me being me, I'm like, meh, fuck it, pop it onto your lid, it's fine, it'll be grand. And you know what? It is. It's almost like it's just makeup and you don't have to worry. And because I'm a lazy bee, I'm taking the same brush again and I'm going into this shade Once and Floral. I get it. Well, it's actually technically Once and Floral, but you know, I felt I had to pronounce it that way. Now, I'm putting this on with this, not because it's the best way to apply it, but because I want to show you how it applies in this way. So you can see it doesn't really kind of go on that great. This is because this is more of a cream-based formula. So if you wanted to have like a really subtle amount of like a glitter, yeah, putting it on in this way is going to work out pretty well, except for I've just taken a massive chunk there, but you know what? That's grand. You can see it doesn't go on quite as dramatically as you might like. So this is where the good old silicone spatula thing comes in, and this is one that I have from Sigma Beauty, and I'm just popping that there like that. Look at that. Wabam! It's here. It's not here to play. It's doing a thing. It's happening. Nom 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 nom. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that that shade is just so special. Like, it's so pretty. I'm taking this away for 238 and I'm going to You Rose to the Occasion. Now again, the shimmer formula isn't best applied in this way, but I'm just doing this to kind of, you know, map out the lines. Don't know why, I forgot what words were there. Words, hard. But it is late at night, so there you go. So you look at that and you kind of think, Teresa, that is not as like, as we thought it would be. Take your finger, take a gross, disgusting, unsanitized finger, and look at the difference. So much better. So like with these shimmers, what I would say is don't be afraid. You know, chase away your fears. Like, it's grand. Like, it's not a big deal. But again, if you don't want to use your fingers, a silicone applicator will do the exact same thing. You know, you'll get the same effect. And then I'm just taking this Cash Beauty brush and I'm going between the two of them like this. Very, very gently. Now you can see decent amount of fallout. So, you know, don't do your base before. Like, that is the one thing I will say about these shimmers. But I don't care. Personally, I'm okay with that aspect of my life. Oh, that shimmer, it's so pretty. And then I'm taking a blank canvas E84 and going into Unbelievable. I know, just so many puns, and all I'm doing is popping that out on the very edge and just doing swirly, swirly, swishy, swishy. But I do think like part of what makes this look kind of fun is the neon liner. That is, by the way, the Klarity Kosmetics Split Up or Split It liner. Can't remember, I can never remember the name. All I know is I love it and I'm obsessed with it. And if you like it, check out my giveaway, because the giveaway is still open. This is also linked down in the description box. So have a little go, run. And then I'm taking a Sigma E35 and I'm going into You Rose to the Occasion and Blooming Around, because I'm a lazy bitch and let's just make the two mesh together. And I'm just popping that there and having that go out towards the edge. Because who needs to blend properly? Not me. Not me. But yeah, that is it. I'm obviously going to clean all of this up and put on the liner, but I will come back and tell you what I think and show you the final look. Okay, I finished it off. I just put some like pastel blue dots on the outside and just obviously brought the eyeshadow down. I used the shade Irresistible, which is so true, and just put it on the lower lash line, but I will zoom you guys in now so you can actually see what I did. So as you can see, very dark, very murky. I love the green liner, sorry, it's just like giving me life, and I love that it is UV. I'll take the glasses off now so you can see this better. Don't mind the fact that my hair is greasy. I think this is quite an interesting eyeshadow palette, and like it did all work really, really well. I think kind of the bits that are the most interesting are obviously the shimmers. So that leads me to what I think of this palette. Now, what I think is really stand out is these two shades, so Irresistible or Irresistible and Once and Floral. I just think that those shades in and of themselves are so incredibly special. Like for that alone, I'd be like, pick it up. If they do some singles on that, I would also be like, get them. Now let's talk about the mattes. The mattes are pretty good. They all blend really, really well. I'll be honest, I don't get too excited over mattes. I think it's pretty easy to find some decent matte formulas. And this is a good one. You know, I have no problems with it. What I will say about the shimmers is, again, they're totally good. I really enjoy them. I would just say be very aware that kind of the way that you apply them ends up with a totally different finish. So if you use, say, a packing brush, you'll get a light wash of colour and it'll be totally fine if that's what you want. But you're better off, if you really want to get the wabam of the colour, use your finger or use a silicone brush. Like I said, that is the best way to apply it. I really enjoyed this. I think this is a tricky enough one to use by itself. You will have to bring in like some lighter tones to blend out. And I think they already have quite a few palettes that kind of cater for that. So I think that's kind of smart. This is a tricky one to have as a standalone palette. That's all I will say in that front. But I like it. I could have done with some blending out shades like a little bit lighter. But other than that, I mean, I like this. I really enjoy this. It did exactly what I wanted it to do.
and I didn't have any issues. So for me, just because I'd have liked some extra like lighter shades in there for blending out, I would give this an 8.5. I still really enjoy it. Not sad that I picked it up. If I had to go back in time, would I repurchase it? Yes. I really enjoy it. As I said, if you are interested in it, I do have an affiliate link and I have a code which will save you a little bit of money. That's all down below. But yeah, I really like it and I'll play with it a little bit more, particularly for those highlighty shades, those two. Oh, I would sell my kidney for that. I think that's the formula that they do the best. And if they did a whole palette of that, I'd pick it up repeatedly every time. I'd probably pick up several because I also am terrified that things will run out. Yeah, that's a really healthy concern, Teresa. Anyways, that is it. That is the end of the video. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you can see more videos. And do please share, because sharing is caring. Unless, of course, it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up. Don't be gross. We don't want another pandemic. But that's it. That's the end of the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.